short of the time, we wanted to do exercise where take some examples of challenges people are facing while collaborating, and then try to find a solution in this group, because many of us are aware about collaboration, so it is not a new word. I did not think anyone would say collaboration is not important. I thought what we should have done is go to one level up, where we say, hey, I was trying to do this collaboration, and he never responded, and I thought it is very difficult to do collaboration. And so take some experiences from other team members who have been successful in collaboration, and learn from that, so that if this session will be even more useful to actually find out some real life solutions. And that I think we could not do without the time shortage. And I think I hope that we were able to convince that collaboration is the important and it is difficult. So that is the two key points I wanted to pass it across. Collaboration is not so easy. Saying easy, but to do it is much difficult. So I think that was the main area we should have worked to see how the time how we pace out our discussions. And I think considering the efforts we have put, I think we are satisfied with what we did.
Will the people give feedback?
Start with the icebreaker. I think the icebreaker was awesome. Okay.
Why do you say that? Give specific discussion.
Because I started smiling. When I closed my eyes and I started thinking about the good things which happened to me. I was actually smiling, but I was disappointed that immediately after I opened my eyes, I had to fill up a form which had no link to the icebreaker. Absolutely no link. So I thought when I opened my eyes there would be something, because I knew that he's putting down some papers. So I thought I would have asked that, someone would have asked that, okay, fill up all the good points or something like that. But nothing came out. So I was a bit disappointed with that. Again, these top three things and collaboration, the topic. Again, I couldn't find a link. Because what was said, what I presumed was I have to write things about Ecolab, about three things what Ecolab is doing today. Should continue doing it, or start doing it, or stop doing it. Of course, I couldn't think of anything to stop doing it. But with whatever limited experience I have, I've changed some points. But again, I couldn't connect it with collaboration. So the first two things, I couldn't link it with collaboration.
So that is what you didn't complete, you were saying in the exercise.
No,
Yeah.
same with me.
Yeah.
Just public that I regret that. Some of that it's the screen says.
Then going on to Anup. Anup has a habit of probably standing like this and doing like this. I saw you doing it multiple number of times, so it somehow remained in the head, why is he doing it? And he was standing here close to me and doing it. So I was continuously getting my attention was getting diverted to that. And Anup was standing between me and the screen, so there were multiple times I could read what's written on the screen. Initially, there were one or two examples which I presume I couldn't link it to collaboration. I couldn't link it. So probably those examples would have been explained a bit more. Till the end, the collaboration could not come clear. The concept, what we wanted to put in, it did not come clear. One thing which this is something which I noticed in the middle of the presentation is that I couldn't link the first slide, the second slide, the third slide. I couldn't get the flow. I felt something was missing the flow. Probably, I'm sure that everyone else gives a similar feedback before they started. There was a slide of holistic approach. I couldn't understand what was there, and we zoomed through. Video was more interpreted, and it confused my head. The matters got confused more when the video presented everything on keyboard. And then it confused the collaboration more. Yeah, that's what I asked. Yeah.
Okay, sir. In addition to what Murli said about the opening part, right? So I cannot definitely link with, and then you to be honest, I had no clue as to what the topic was about. So when my eyes was closed, I thought it was teamwork, right? And then I saw rolling, and it was then when you actually put it up, it was about collaboration. So there's a little bit of thing that happened. Again, feedback to you. So that's your bites between words, you need to give bites, you need a little bit of spacing. So your words were kind of a long time hitting into the next word. So that's a problem with me as well, and I try to work on it. So that was my feedback. You asked a question to the group on how to collaborate, but didn't wait for the response and moved the immediate next slide. On the presentation, I think what's the slide number 12 actually, wherein we had used even the sub-points in capital, wherein most of the time, and we had 8 points, which technically is slightly a lot for one page, and spacing was not given. So you had 8 points, and you still had a lot of space in the end. So when it looked very jumbled and very straining to read out. Personally, against my personal opinion, using red font throughout probably is not, at least for me, it's not good for my eye, right? So you use a lot of red fonts. Again, your AV was very impactful with Indian music playing at the background, but like I said, again the confusion started again because it was on teamwork. Yeah, I think one example was, so they emphasized that he understood a concept, and he said, let me give you an example, right? So he said, yeah, please continue, but you were already running out of time. So once he had already understood the concept, probably it was a good example for sure. Probably it was said earlier, things would have been much easier. But when it was like over-emphasis, especially when you were running out of time. Yeah, time was another part because he ended up abruptly, right? So and he said that he should cover something after the AV, and he kind of wrapped up and it started because of the constraint of time.
It's a little loud, so I can't hear you.
One thing which I like the most in this session is the uses of the reports and storytelling in a real life example. Because the very another thing is like the way it complemented each other during the sending of the questions also was very good. Now coming to the like specific first thing is regarding the exercise. For them maybe like it was not really, but for me it was like kind of distraction because when I close my eyes and you started with like calm yourself, but suddenly then you put a paper here and just get distracted the whole thing. And I was thinking whether I need to follow the instruction or think about this paper what is there. That was kind of distraction for me. And it kills the spirit of the distraction. Then what I get from you is like you are asking me or other people not to ask difficult questions. So this is like my mistake from you. Like you are ready to answer some questions, but that should not be difficult.
Same because many times I'm not an expert on the topic. So that's why it's taking the time to don't have to be help me.
I think you said that at the beginning that this, and the answer lies here, right? So probably a lot of experiential sharing would have complicated a lot. Though we had, I think, some really good examples from that test, but a lot of experience because I could have said what you started with, right? The answer lies here and not these.
Last thing is like you put us in the second exercise. Put us in the position of like turn and go up. And I was waiting for the instruction and the land is like there should not be span, so they gave between the structure and.
So I think from our table, because we need to prepare ourselves, we give our feedback. I would summarize this topic with this.
No, if you want to see this.
Acha, we can.
You want to collaborate?
Sure, you can. I think subject knowledge was the.
Then say, just allow them to complete.
Okay.
We follow a process that we've been with since the morning.
Handy.
No, I had kind of noted down.
Handy with it.
I just.
Can you be handy with it?
If it's covered, don't feel forced to repeat it. That's fine.
No, I'm not good since this to but one thing which I wanted to tell as they were walking down the side, this section of the group was kind of like we didn't have an eye contact at this side. I just thought it was the side of these two faces. There was a pretty common one that happened for a lot of time. A lot of movement and they were kind of their friend also. More focus on that. So I think we did a couple of good things and there was something which came pretty well and I think it was spontaneous probably for the teamwork and the collaboration, that one word, that every teamwork is a part of collaboration, but not that everything is. So that was one thing, and probably you nailed it there, but somehow the video or teamwork, it has been your back. Probably that spontaneous stuff.
Yeah, very spontaneous.
And not others and go ahead, would have stopped it, and everyone would have been objective.
And you don't learn from our mistakes. You should have been thinking quick and
Spontaneous people helps.
I think that's only two comments which I would add on.
From my end, I have some specific feedbacks for the student. I would like to share. Regarding Ashish, towards the end of the program, when everybody was into discussion mode, you took lots of time to stood up and then join your colleagues to make others understand what is collaboration. So you were sitting, these two guys were standing towards the end of the program itself. Then while Anup was explaining something, when he was here, you were sitting and you were checking something on your mobile. So yeah, it was that is very specific, but yes, I observed that. So that is one thing. And regarding regarding Anup, when Lebo was asking about what are the different types of collaborations, you simply said, see, we are not the experts. Those were the exact words you used to. We are not the experts, and we do not have the entire knowledge. We try to cover something.
The last topic and
Yeah, but this is the last topic. Post collaboration. Yeah. And the third thing about Anup is actually he was repeating the word, every time. He was connecting to many of these sentences with, So something like,
right,
he was
right,
right.
Nothing major extra except a few things just to add. I think it's very similar as for me as compared to the previous one. Learning is we need to be getting with the main point in the mind. What collaboration is. And like what Subha did yesterday, clarifying, we know, anticipating that if the team will get confused with many words. You had those words there, collaboration, cooperation, blah, blah, blah. I think there could have been some of the brainstorming around there. Like he did for teacher, audience, this, coach. It's better to clarify so that it doesn't look like a word. And exercises can be more relevant. Like but otherwise, I would say in handling objections and answering, there was a lot of ease, right? It was done quite fluently and the way one approach interjecting each other was absolutely good. I would say few places I saw more, you need to be asking more open-ended questions. You were asking a lot of in the beginning, but then you took over well. In the beginning, many were yes or no questions, suppose that. Right, so otherwise people could have opened up and maybe this thing
We
had
were
come
not
out.
allowed to speak.
So I think that's it from my side. The exercise, like I said, could have been more relevant, but we need to see what the parchments are. Like in the beginning, Mustafa and they were left out. Then it's good that you told, he asked them to write, because they couldn't write on equal behalf, right? They don't work for equal behalf.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Like Adam, see what, in the example of collaboration, what was what you had, the size of it, the size on a font is the font. And again, you started the grading into also started. The thing is that this thing was not follow the other side. So we are seeing the same thing had happened also when you're showing the how to collaborate all the points really spend most of the same thing. And for Kunmoon, I think we use certain. We use the word all right. So nice. Or sentences. All right. And also in the summary, I think we should have emphasized more. Because probably there were a few more slides, I think, because you told that you are just handing it over to. But after that, immediately you had gone to the. There was no slide. There was no slide.
Last.
So I thought probably I had 2 slides were there, so that's why.
Yes, like
And the summary. Because the summary told that we need to fill this. So you go back.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
The whole topic actually made me think a little bit doing something different. That's why it confused me, but in a right sense, positive sense. Though I didn't get my answer at that point, the later word when you teamwork and collaboration, the definition and some description about that, I actually got the answer from that. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but I got my answer from.
I have not obviously thought about those two things.
But
When they very asked.
What do you think? Do you have something to add?
No, I think most of
It's
it
well covered. Okay. So I'd like to share a few points with let me start. We started with the entire exercise. The exercise of closing the eyes is a very powerful exercise. Right? It is used in circumstances where a lot more time is allowed. And the power of the exercise is actually very immense. So it's a big piece which you have used in a small way. So I would encourage you to, if you don't need this much time and this much allowance for it, don't use this bigger exercise. Because I have heard already 2 people say that they were wanting more and they were disappointed. So actually what is something which is a good experience leaves people disappointed. It had a reverse effect. So just think through how you will design your exercise. The exercise is excellent, right? But the purpose to which you use it and how you use it, you should make sure. I thought in the exercise I heard you talking very fast. My eyes were closed, but before I could formulate a picture in my mind and relive that piece, you were already on the next piece, So I found that I was always training you quite a lot. And hence I would have loved to have had more time because I really got involved in that exercise. It's a very powerful exercise. Somebody else picked up on closed questions. I think one of you was saying. So I've written up a closed question that I heard you repeat at least 6 or 7 times, which is, do you agree with it? Do you agree?
Yeah.
Do you agree? So you only allowed me the choice of saying either agreed with it or I didn't agree with it.
Actually, then I realized that people can't speak while I'm
Yeah.
listening.
So
So got it. Yeah.
I think this is a verbal tick. Right? You don't really mean to ask if I agree with it, but it's a verbal tick, and you might just like we've pointed out verbal ticks of almost everybody. Everybody has verbal ticks, right? And it's good to point it out so that you become conscious of it and pointing it out. So one of the things which is I think necessary for this entire group to learn, as you're pacing the group, suppose you are an anchor and you're pacing the group, one question to ask is, do you travel at the speed of the faster members of the group, or do you travel at the speed of the slower members? And this is a very important thing for you to consider. Don't do it out of lack of that understanding. It has to be deliberate. I know a very fine trainer who actually goes at the speed of the fastest members. It's a very fine trainer. I prefer to go at the speed of the slower quartile. Right? Everybody have their own speed of learning, of doing exercise, etc. So you have to figure out where you are. I found that as a group, you tended to work with the faster quartile. So what happens is that I think many times, because I was slow in some of my work, I felt left out, I felt left behind. I don't know about others. But I think this is something which is deliberate. You have to think through. So if you say that you want to work with the fast people, that is a good choice you will make. It has its consequences. Just like I work with a slower group, I have to also face consequences. Right? But it's a deliberate thing, is what I'm saying.
So, if you can elaborate, is it like when we are giving an exercise, like I noticed when we jump to the next slide,
Yeah.
I requested you to start, I realized that like 2 of you and probably somebody from here, 1 or 2 more, were still writing.
That's right. That's exactly what I did.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. So we were in the middle of an exercise and then suddenly the program had restarted.
Yeah, yeah.
That's perfectly fine. Alright, but it has to be deliberate. You have to make a note that look, I know that 3 people haven't finished, I'm going ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
Because then there are consequences to everything. Anup, you picked up after that, and I felt as if you were starting off the session again. It was almost as if what Kunmoon had done had not counted, because you said, share something exciting, it's a new, it's a last session, etc., which had already started. So it was, in a sense, moving us as a group back to our starting point. I found that, Ashish, I think you were the one writing the flip charts. I could hardly read anything. Even now, I can hardly read anything. One of the things that you may wish to do, and this is a comment to everybody, please write flip charts in large gaps. And don't write the whole sentence. Just capture the top 3 or 4 words. Okay, don't feel compelled to write the whole sentence. We have carried, and if you lift up that flip chart, you see at the bottom kept over there markers, which are thick markers. The thicker the markers, the better you can use it. Don't worry about running out of space on flip charts. There is more flip chart available. But if people can't read, and I had a problem reading, basically what has happened is that you lost me out as a participant in that. Okay, so I would rather that you include me as a participant and use more flip charts than the other way around.
I don't know if any of you sketch and are good at drawing visuals. You can also take down whatever the group is saying in terms of visuals. You can sketch it out, you can put icons there, you can put pictures, and that becomes a real creative thing which the group also connects up to. So it's not just words, but you can do it in visuals, pictures also.
2 people have already commented on the phones. Some people have commented on the size of the phone, some people have commented on the color of the phone. I counted at least 4 slides which had different fonts. Some were in caps, some were in sentence case, etc. And red as a color, if it comes too often, it's very sharp to the eye. I think that's what Prashant was saying. Please remember, each color has a meaning. Red is a hot color, it is not a warm color. And red typically tends to indicate excitement, anger, and danger. So if you continue it through the program, you may not say it, but people will pick it up. Alright? And I want to point out to everybody, I hope you're understanding that just in the 1 hour that 3 of you are spending, can you imagine the amount of signals you're